Well, hello and welcome. I'm Holly Miami, and this is Holly on the Radio on your New Year's Eve one-off show, especially for you, especially to get you all into the mood, especially because none of us can actually go out and play tonight, so we might as well stay at home. And I've got a couple of hours worth of decent videos to throw your way, and hopefully we'll all have a bit of fun and we'll have a party. So we'll open it up by saying Happy New Year to all of you, right? Everybody, particularly the Facebook Live crowd who dropped in on this. The best way to watch it is hit my website, hollymiami.com. There are 3 links right on the top, 2 audio and the video Twitch link. With the Twitch link, all you have to do is just simply tap on the link. You're not going to join or anything like that, and I'll come up in glorious pictures. So while you're playing around and finding a way to do that, we'll play the first of the tracks. Oh, they're going to be good. There you go. Evelyn Thomas and High Energy, which was the song that everybody remembers, that particular stock Aching a Waterman type of High Energy. Yes, a whole movement in dance music that everybody forgot about. So how are all you wonderful gang? How have you been since we last talked together? What you been up to? What you been doing? Come on, get into the chat rooms and let's start finding out all about it. Did you have a good Christmas? Did you get out over Christmas? Did you not? Did you just stay home and get sloshed on? Oh, just me then. Look, you've got to definitely doing dry January. Yeah, sounds like I needed to, didn't it? Dry January this year, so I'm really pushing the boat out tonight. It's the last day of 2021, and there's loads been floating around the socials all about this change of year and everything else. And a few of them that stick in my mind is what I've actually seen just tonight, which is this. You do realise that this year that we're coming into is actually called 2022, as in like the sequel, like we need a sequel of that one. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff floating around. We're going to keep the music flowing anyway. The idea of this show being between 7 and 9 is sort of to get you in the mood when you get ready to go out, or most of the point, get ready to go to the living room in your onesie for a bit later on. Come on, you've got to say alright at the end of that. Canned Heat with their version of Let's Work Together. As I said, we opened up with Evelyn Thomas. So, as per normal, I've spent the majority of the Christmas break updating Holly's blog. Now, you know this is sort of a complete record of me turning into Holly and all the rest of it. It's been going about 10 years now. Each year, it sort of gets more and more complicated. Even in these last couple of pandemic years, you just won't get your head around what I've been doing and what I've been getting up to. So it's taken me about 5 days to update this, but again, not tonight but tomorrow when you're not doing anything else. Again, hit the site and it's there ready for you to read. Holly's blog 2021. And did this girl get up to some stuff? Did this girl get up to some stuff? Oh yes, she most certainly did. The trouble being with videos like that, particularly the age they are, the choreography sometimes, it's something to be desired. Bearing in mind, I could have chosen a whole plethora of Donna Summer stuff, but I chose that one because it's more of a dancey number and sort of had less sex dripping down its legs and all the rest of it. But no, it's the choreography just makes me smile. So yes, this year, strange year. I mean, it's been a couple of months since we sort of talked together regularly on the radio, but it's been a strange year and a lot has changed in my life that like I say, if you hit the blog, you'll read all about it. It's far easier than me to try and just tell you all over the radio. But in case you missed the opening of the show, if anybody is... Well, you won't be able to hear what I'm saying. I was about to tell you how to tune in, but if you're not tuned in, you won't be able to... Oh, I do blonde so well sometimes. Oh, shut up, Miami. Just play the music. So I was mentioning earlier on when I was chatting away to Andy about it, obviously because of the way Christmas and New Year's fallen this year, we're all sort of get extra bank holidays and everything like that. So obviously we're not going back on Monday. Everybody's going back on Tuesday, which is the 4th. And this year will be the first year that I don't actually go back to work straight after New Year, up and down tail. But basically the day job I've been doing for the last 14 and a half years sort of packed in underneath me a couple of months ago, and I'm effectively jobless. But hey, there is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, not literally, but there is a way out of this. But yes, I will actually sort of have extra New Year's holidays until I got to get off my butt and go and drive a truck or whatever it is I end up doing. Anyway, we just had Julian Lennon, Too Late for Goodbyes, little quirky one from about 84, and the next one I'm going to do, last time I played this on a video show, the Yam Yam Gang, and I don't know if any of those are tuning in. Oh, evening Jenny, how are you doing, my love? You just cropped up, I can see that. the Yam Yam Gang took particular interest in this one. It's a quirky one from the 70s done by an outfit called Fox. Have a little look. About 1976 or 77, an outfit called Fox. I think she was Dutch or something like that, but as I commented at the time, she looked rather inebriated, to say the least, and she certainly wasn't off her, well, never mind, won't say what was said before. So who's in? Jenny and Alex are in. I can see Ingrid is in, Andy's in. If you want to drop me a Facebook message, if I can see it easier on the left-hand screen than just trying to chat away on Facebook itself, hit me up on Messenger if most of you already are, but if not, I just see your messages easier that way. What we got next? We've got something that you can have a work at a bit. Now, you know, I've got a little bit of a leaning towards everything Spanish, having lived over in the lovely country for a while. Oh, something else I saw on the social. Yes, I'm going off on a tangent again. Something else I saw on the socials today. I can't get my head around the fact that 20 years ago isn't in the 80s. 20 years ago is in like 2001. No, it doesn't sit comfortably with me at all. Right, when I lived over in Spain, which was pre-millennium, I sort of got great leaning for the place, and I did just about get my head around the language. So I'm going to play you a version of Macarena. Now, everybody who's on the video link will get better on this. It's the Spanish version, and this all comes, usual thing. I'm watching a lot of musical bio programs over the Christmas break, and there was one all about different songs, and this one, it mentioned that Macarena had a Spanish origin, and I can remember when I was over there. Now, the way I've got my head around this is it's one with lyrics, so you can sing along to it, because the lyrics are going to come up on the video. Go on, try your best Spanish. No, I didn't put it on at the wrong speed. They really do talk that quickly. As I found out when I had to learn the language when I lived over there. Oh, by the way, all the techie geeky types out there are about to comment that my camera video's got parasitic bars across it. It's because I'm using LED array lights. You see, to try and get some light into the studio, and yes, the frequencies are different, but hey, put up with it. Look, if we had to put up with it in 1985 for Live Aid, crawling all over the cameras, you don't put up with it tonight. Right, that was Macarena in Spanish. Oh, you failed dismally on this. Okay, you can sing along to this one. Now, the video on this one, as you know, because it's a video show, I've got to pull out videos on everything, and some of the older songs, it's difficult to get the footage, but this one is particularly good. First thing you've got to check out is the 60s hair. Come on, you girls, you'll understand this. What do you reckon? You reckon she was hiding 3 giraffes and 4 elephants in there? What was that all about? Yes, I know it was called the Beehive, and it's pretty obvious why. I quite forgotten. I mean, you imagine the flick-ups and everything else that came from the 60s, but you forget all about stuff like that. It's the way she was sort of trying to move around stage, but not, because she knew it'd fall off, because we all knew it was a wig anyway. Anyway, more importantly, I hope all you lovely people as doing the usual thing, as you know, with any show that Holly puts together, sort of, you've got to listen to it on something with a bit of a decent sound capability, because as a bass player, a lot of the stuff is bass-centric, as I've said all along, and there ain't no better bass player in this genre of music than good old Bernard Edwards. As well as Bernard Edwards' absolutely ace bass work on his Fender Jazz bass, did you notice the guitar that Niall was playing? It was a Perspex one. Now, back in about, I will take a guess, 71, 72, we were absolutely taken. Our local music shop actually had one of these in, sort of a Perspex, I don't suppose it was a genuine Strat, but a Perspex Strat type thing. Oh, did we want this? Have I wanted one of those all my life? Have I ever got myself one? No, because there's absolutely no use for them unless you've got to do that kind of work, which nobody ever is. But there you go, chic with Latry, complete with some of the best musos around, and we all know the story behind it. A lot of these little background things come from a series of programs that have been, I think, on Channel 5 over the last couple of weeks, like 70s Greatest Divas, 70s Greatest Dance Hits, and all the rest of it. And I believe they were on 70s Greatest Soul Numbers, but yeah, good band, we like that hugely. Now, still from the 70s, and just to show how diverse the music was from that decade, you go from something as tight as Chic to this bunch of reprobates. Stop clapping on my show. I don't have. Well, I know we do have live videos, but there you go. Yes, I want to know what they were taking when they were performing that. I know we got a couple of musos tuned in tonight. I know Alex is tuning in specifically. I mean, you know what it takes to sort of put a performance like that out. That was just not on this planet. Okay, let's chill it all down a bit now, because I wanted to put a mix of music in tonight, because just like any other gig that you do, you've got to do some fast, some slow. Alex will actually particularly click onto this. Now, I've played this one a couple of times. This is Leslie Grace with her version of Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow, but it's where the video changes from the black and white, I think 60s or even 50s clone into an up-to-date video. Listen for the rhythm change, and Alex will get this. What do you reckon? Leslie Grace, Con, I and Mia Maris Manana. What do you reckon, Alex? Rumba, slow bossa? It was one of those, wasn't it? Certainly, but a good one. I like it. I do like the switch between the rhythms, and it's also something that's a lot more laid back than most. Look, you've got to have a blend. You've got to have a mix of these things, and then we go back to this Altros. So we can do Altros again now, can't we? No, it's a different radio show. I can coin some of my old catchphrases again. Obviously, Sailor with girls, girls, girls. Terry, you don't need a Twitch account, my man. Just hit that link. It'll come up live as it is, and you don't actually have to have an account. Right. Yes, I'm having techie talks with all sorts of different people, and they said the mic's a little bit clippy, so we'll back that off slightly, and we'll carry on in a very similar theme, because this is the laid back part of the show now, where you just sort of sit and listen to tunes, and then go out and make a complete fool of yourself a bit later on. Look, it's a Holly show. It's got to fall apart. Yes, I'll quickly fade that one out, because some dippy old sod, me, put an MP3 in and not a video in for Modern Romance. So we'll carry on with something that's a bit more video-like. That'll be a video then. Wild Cherry would have played that funky music, white boy. So Jenny and Alex are all getting well into this, and they're going to listen to this and then go out for a fire pit. I think the last one, they were still out at 2:45 in the morning, and neighbours must love them. They really must. You'll have people fire extinguishing you. Coming back to Wild Cherry, I saw again something floating around on the socials, just a picture, and it was sort of a picture of a cartoon of a grave with a guitar neck sticking out of it, and somebody said, so how did he pass over? And somebody else said, oh, we just played that funky music till he died, which I thought was good. Candy Staton, or Candy Staton, whichever you want to pronounce. I think the BBC jocks all pronounce her Candy Staton, but Candy Staton, Nights on Broadway, with a lovely bit of thumb slap bass. Jenny professes she's not going to be out till 2:45 in the morning. I think you probably said that the other night, love. I don't suppose you intended to when you first went out, but that's how it goes. We're going to keep a little bit of a funky effort going now. I do the brothers thing, which is Isley Brothers, Doobie Brothers, Gibson Brothers, and I've strung them together before, and there's nothing wrong with it, because they're all good tunes and it's all good stuff. A good example ever. Firstly, apologies for the strange noises coming over the top of the video, and I can actually see them on the waveform, so it was on the video. It's one of the best examples ever of, if you're going to do recording and blag other people's videos and nick stuff off the net, turn your phone off. I haven't done recording on that. I've actually pulled that out of an archive that I've got, and somebody obviously recorded it with their phone turned on, and the phone was going straight through. See, it's not just me. Everybody else can get it wrong as well. Good old Isley Brothers. What we're going to move on to? No, Andy, it wasn't the television series. This is just a brothers thing that I do. Doobie Brothers, Long Train Running. I just want to know where they dug the old footage up from that one, particularly the one with the three trains are going side by side. It must have been a train race. And of course you can't race trains like you can race cars on a road, because you've got to have three tracks side by side. Ooh, it's all out there somewhere, and you've just got to pull it down and think, that'd be good video footage. Right, from Long Train Running, let's move on. Let's shove it on over. And we'll do a bit of Cuba. There you go. Gibson Brothers with Cuba. As I said right at the top end of the show, some of the videos that I pulled out are all very of their time. So, in all honesty, all of you gangs out there sat here listening to me tonight on New Year's Eve, who's actually going out? Probably nobody. Most of us can't, and the ones who can don't want to bother, and the ones who want to bother can't remember how to go out anyway because it's been so long. In all honesty, I wouldn't like to be a venue owner at the moment because it must be really hard work trying to entice people to come in, or in other words, to come out and to come into your venues. I know there's a lot going on, particularly as you know, I live in Worcester, and there's a lot going on in town tonight, but this pandemic has changed an awful lot. As I said a little bit earlier on, I finished doing my blog. It's up on my website now, and have a little look at some point. But what it does, it highlights that this point last year, we all thought that we was all going to be done and dusted, and I was booking hotels to go and do events and gigs and stuff like that. And I think it was about April or May, the realisation came, nope, it's still not going to be happening. And it was a whole year that nothing happened. Right, okay. So if I say Fleetwood Mac to you, you probably think of the latest stuff, you know, the very well all produced stuff. You quite forget it started off like this. Classic blues that gets just about as classic as it gets. That is absolutely brilliant. I love that one. I pull that one out every now and again. Any muso at all could just pick up any instrument and jam along with that. It is just ace. Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac, Need Your Love So Bad. It's the Eagles did a Christmas one, didn't they? Along the very same lines, and Eagles didn't do too much blues, and they did something very similar to that. And I dig that one out occasionally, but with Christmas already done and dusted, it's too late. So from something absolutely sublime, we go to what's the opposite? Oh yes, ridiculous. There you go. Part of the Scandi pop boom in the 90s. Wigfield with Saturday Night. See, don't tell me there's no production in this show. Saturday night, we're going out on Saturday night. No, we're not. It's Friday night. Wigfield, do a different tune. I'm sorry, it doesn't fit at all. Yes, the next one is another one I play quite a lot, and I believe this is what we call I swallow the tube and get sick over the microphone when you'll know as soon as I play it what I'm talking about. Peter Frampton with a nice live version. Shut up, Peter Frampton's old audience. A nice live version of Show Me the Way, complete with his signature vocoder. Did you catch the guy to his right with the 12-string guitar? Ooh, everybody wanted one of those. Then somebody came along and invented a chorus box. Technology wins either way. Pussycat Dolls with J-Ho. Now, this is what Holly wants when Holly does a show. The delightful Mantra recorded her hubby Andy dancing to Wigfield Saturday Night. Now, come on, all you people. When I say I want you jigging around your living rooms, I don't just want you doing it. We need to see these things. Brilliant stuff. You see, this is what live radio is all about. This is what live entertainment is all about. It's all about you lot getting down and making complete tarts of yourselves. So, look, I'm on camera. I'm making a complete fool of myself, so you can as well. Now, as you're well aware, I've always been a bit of a country fan, and New Year's Eve, being the sort of evening it is, you just got to have a bit of Brad Paisley. There you go, Brad Paisley with his alcohol just sums up perfectly how things should be tonight, with you all dancing and partying and getting on and getting down and getting off and all the rest of it, all the gettings you're doing. Now, if we're going to have sort of country type numbers, as you're well aware, you can't do a country number without doing a country number that's not a country number. There you go, Pussycat and Mississippi. Right, we've got about 25 minutes left, so we're obviously going to pick up the tempo now. Like I normally do in any show, I do whatever the show is called and whatever it is. I normally try and sort of go out on a bit of a bang, although the last one will be a slowy one, and you know what I'm going to play, because I do it every time I do any kind of a New Year's Eve show. But that's for then. But before then, well, we seem to be talking about drinking. There you go, Feel Goods with Milk and Alcohol. That was pre-Wilco, or was it post-Wilco? I can't never work it out with them. So, something specifically for the Yam Yam gangs. The Wolverhampton Kings Slade, about as loud as it gets. That is brilliant, we love that. So if you're talking about loud, we've got to keep the rocky stuff going now. It's New Year's Eve. I'd quite forgotten how much that hurts, that headbanging thing. Look, I'm nearly 65. I shouldn't be doing stuff like that anymore. Hair rock at its very best. Van Halen and Jump, and you've got to follow it up with something like this. There you go, Kenny Loggins, Footloose. So wonderful, gangs. We've got to just about the end. There's one more track to do before we finish this show. It's New Year's Eve. All I can say is thanks for letting me be part of your early evening New Year's Eve. 2022, what's it going to be to all of us? I don't know. It's just such... Everything is just so up and down at the moment. But whatever it does turn out, I hope it's all good for you all. Yes, I will be coming back to radio at some point later on in the year, but I've got an awful lot to sort out first. So until we meet again, until I speak to you again, until we all sit and have banter and chat again, I'll just wish you all the most wonderful happy new year and simply say, I'm Holly Miami, and bye-bye.